Shalom. I'm Rabbi Michael Panitz. I'm the Rabbi of Temple Israel of Norfolk, Virginia, speaking to you from the pulpit of our synagogue. At this time, my topic is, where was the angel to save our daughters? In the evolving religious civilization of Judaism, the records of our earlier stages are not suppressed. They remain, becoming difficult and awkward texts for later generations to accept literally. The subtle task of reinterpretation produces the Judaism that we have, its mainstream humanitarian message overriding the relics from our wilder, earlier generations. The tragic story of the chieftain Jephthah, and his daughter, found in Judges chapter 11, our secondary Bible reading for this coming Shabbat, is a prime example of this process. In the story, on the eve of a battle to save the Israelites from a fierce enemy, the people of Ammon, Jephthah took an oath to sacrifice to the Lord the first creature to emerge from his house as an offering of thanksgiving, should God grant him victory. Doubtless, he was intending to offer up a kid, a lamb, or a calf. But his own daughter came out of this house ahead of anyone or anything else. Jephthah regarded his oath as inviolable. The daughter did not protest, but asked one request, that she be given, quote, 2 months to roam the hills and weep with her friends over her never being able to bring a child into the world. Judges chapter 11, verse 37. And so it is in the sequel to the story. The Bible narrates that she went away for 2 months, returned to her father, quote, and he did to her as he had vowed. She was a virgin. Chapter 11, verse 39. The Bible itself treats this story as an etiological narrative, explaining the origin of a now extinct pious custom. Quote, from this comes the Israelite custom that each year the young women of Israel go out for 4 days to commemorate the daughter of Jephthah the Gileadite. Chapter 11, verses 39 and 40. That notice gives later generations of readers some hope. Many etiological legends turn out to be just that, legends, not reports of fact. We might have an echo of some pre-Jewish myth that was current in Canaan and that found its way into the Bible prior to the development of our clear prohibition of child sacrifice. Leviticus chapter 18, verse 21, do not give any of your children to be sacrificed to Moloch, for you must not profane the name of your God. Even so, the classical rabbis regarded the sacrifice as having happened, and they castigated Jephthah severely for it. They regarded his oath as an improperly expressed utterance that could have been lawfully annulled. For not attempting to save his daughter, they said, he suffered a painful and protracted death, losing one limb at a time. Later in Jewish history, some of our most inventive Bible commentators found hints of a non-fatal resolution of the story of Jephthah's daughter. Rabbis Abraham ibn Ezra and David Kimchi focused on the turn of the narrative towards the daughter's lifelong virginity. They said that when she returned after 2 months, her father secluded her in a house where she lived out her days. He sacrificed the future of her family life. and quite possibly the future of his own entire line. Reading this puzzling and somber narrative today, my response is guided by two developments of our own times. First, the rise of the feminist movement within our stream of Judaism over the past half-century, and more sharply, the horrific Hamas attack upon our people on October 7th, 2023. I protest that our tradition did not envision an angel coming to stay the hand of Jephthah as it stayed the hand of Abraham when he was about to sacrifice his child, Isaac. Quote, "Lay not your hand upon the child, nor do anything to him, for now I know you revere the Lord." Genesis chapter 22, verse 12. Why the difference? Was Isaac indispensable because he was the sole bearer of the monotheistic revolution? But did not our creative tradition envision the saving of the daughter of Jephthah simply because of her humanity? Among our neighboring peoples, different traditions emerged about whether or not daughters were sacrificed or saved. The famous Greek story of Agamemnon sacrificing his daughter Iphigenia to secure victory over the Trojan enemy seems like a parallel to Jephthah's vow. And in that Greek tradition, an alternative ending arose, that the goddess Artemis rescued the girl from her father. Why did our early tradition not move in that direction? I am left with the awful sense that the lives of daughters were less valued than those of sons. And I wish I were wrong about that conclusion. Looking at our failures on the eve of the disaster of October 7th, right after that tragedy, Israeli newspapers ran several articles about the reports given by the female Corps of Scouts, warning of increased Hamas activity and cautioning that an attack might be imminent. The Israel Defense Forces commanders responsible with assessing those reports dismissed them, with our border communities, civilian and military, male and female, exposed to murder, mass rape, and mutilation as the consequence. I fear that the dismissal of the border watchers' warnings was in part a reflection of male chauvinist prejudice about alleged female hysteria. In some ways, Israel's army is the most advanced in the world, but the older part of its culture, with machismo males holding insufficient regard for female abilities, may indeed be dying hard. Perhaps in its internal review that will inevitably proceed, unless the Israeli army is captured by political partisanship, such regressive attitudes will be more fully banished. As well they should. The mainstream of Israeli society has empowered women as none of its Arab neighbors have done. Women are at the highest level of Israeli professions. They are no longer servile adjuncts of their male relatives, as still endures in much of Arab society. No longer the victims of so-called honor killings, no longer less worthy of human dignity than their brothers. May the sacrifice of Jephthah's daughters, ancient and modern, not have been in vain. We are commanded to heed the voices of the younger representatives of the entire tribe of Jephthah's daughter. Our traditional imagination did not cause an angel to appear to save the life of that woman. We must become that angel now.